Hey Lindorian, so it's been a while since I filmed a video. I think the last time I filmed a video was, let me check. Maybe it was May, I think was my last video. Yeah, 2 months ago was like my last video. When did I film this? May 14th I filmed this. Okay, so yeah. So obviously a lot has changed. A lot has changed since then. Sorry. Today is Wednesday, August 5th. It is 10:52. So basically this is just gonna be like we're in my car right now, so we're just gonna have like a catch up. I feel like I've just been filming. Not really, but like in in my videos I don't really talk about anything personal, just because like one, I film videos for my happy memories, and two, I don't really feel like I have to explain anything, because like everyone has me on social media, and it's kind of like if you just see my social media you kind of know how I am. But I'm just gonna get it all out in the open. So basically this is just gonna be me sitting down and catching up with you guys. I feel like it's needed. I don't know, maybe it's like a change in my channel, you know. I try to keep it lighthearted and fun, but I feel like sometimes we need to sit down and be serious. So let's get into it. So the whole reason why I wanted to do like this sit down is because I'm going through a breakup, or was going through a breakup about like 2 months ago, and it was devastating. I'm not gonna lie, it really hurt. But I'm only bringing this up so that anyone else that is in this situation, or about to get into this situation, or is in this, well, I already said that, situation, that they can take what I've learned and apply it to them, because I really don't want this to happen to someone else if I can help it. So basically we're gonna call my ex Mr. S, just so we have like names and stuff sorted out, because I'm gonna get so many people confused because there's so many caveats to this story. But yeah, so let's start off with last summer. Last summer I was going to UCF, and my high school boyfriend broke up with me a week before I went to school. And so I thank God, the universe, whoever broke us up when they did, because honestly, if I had been in this relationship while I was going to UCF, I don't think I would have had the summer that I had, honestly. So in that aspect, I'm grateful for that breakup. I know it sounds crazy. It's like, who the hell is grateful for a breakup? But like, it opened many doors for me, so I'm not that upset about it. But anyways, so yeah, high school boyfriend, I say high school boyfriend like we dated throughout high school. We dated literally the last couple of months of my senior year. But anyways, so yeah, I leave, I go to college, and my recent ex, Mr. S, came into my life. So he came into my life, and I wasn't even really looking for him, you know. Like, I was trying to be like on my own, single, hot girl summer. Like, I was not trying to be dependent on nobody. I was just trying to vibe, you know. And the reason why I even met my ex is still really amazing, because like, it's crazy. So basically, me and my friend, oh my god, names. Okay, yeah, me and my friend, we were gonna go downtown. We were gonna go to downtown Orlando to go to this Caribbean club, and that didn't end up happening because it was like sketch. So then we went to like the pub that they call it near UCF, and that's where I met my ex. So funny that if we had just gone home and said fuck it, or if we had actually found the club downtown, I would have never met him. But basically, like, his friend was trying to talk to my friend, and then he just like started talking to me. He was like, oh, well, our friends are talking, so I guess we should be talking. And I was like, huh, yeah, okay. And we were just talking. He was just flirting with me, and then at the end of that conversation, he asked me for my snap, and my friend had walked back over, so I was giving him my snap, and then we separated. We parted ways. An hour passed. I'm outside, and I'm just like chilling, and I'm watching people play beer pong, and I talk to another guy. Then that conversation ends, and then Mr. S comes back over, and he's like, oh, why are you standing all by yourself? And I was like, I'm waiting for my friend, because she went over to talk to another guy. And he was like, making conversation. He asked me what my name was. I told him. He was like, oh, I'm not gonna remember that. And I'm like, okay? And then I give him like a childhood nickname. He was like, oh, I'm gonna remember that because I'm Spanish. And he said it in Spanish, and I was like, okay, cute. And as we were having our conversation, we were literally getting kicked out of the pub because it's like 2 a.m. and the security guards were flashing the lights, and they're like, y'all needs to get. And so basically I grabbed my friend, and I'm like catching her up, and she's catching me up, and then we walked past Mr. S and his friends, and I guess they were so gone they didn't even see us. Like, I was so nervous, so I didn't have like anything in me to be like, hey, like, it was nice talking to you, like, hope to keep talking to you. And as we got into the car, he literally had texted me, and he was like, I'm trying not to forget you, da, 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 da. And I was like, oh my god, so cute. Now, I am not going to go through the entire history of our relationship. I'm going to give some brief hints and hints to their red flags, things I didn't like, you know, that kind of thing. Talk my shit. But yeah, so basically, that was nice. We talked like almost every day after that point, and I invited him to like multiple occasions that I was going to, and like we hung out, whatever. And then I found out I was gonna have to transfer school, so then I told him I'm not coming back in the fall. I don't remember what he told me in response to that, but I went back home to my hometown, and we were still talking. September, we didn't really talk much. Like, I didn't care. I was single, I was doing my thing, whatever. October, I had finally saved up enough, and I got this car, and my first ever trip was to Orlando. So I went to go see my niece, I went to go see my friends, and he was last on my list. At this point, I was like growing more feelings, and I told him like, I don't want to be in a situationship, and I was being honest about my feelings, which you should always do at every point of your relationship. If you feel like you want to take it a step further, make it known to that person, and I did. So I was like, I don't want to be in a situationship. Like, I want an actual relationship with you. Like, I'm not seeing anybody, I'm not doing other things with other people. Like, I feel like we should just, like, you know, make this official. And he was like, I'm not seeing anybody either. However, I feel like we should take it slow and like not rush things, because I don't want to lose a good thing. And of course I was like, that don't make no sense, but okay. I was kind of just happy that we established exclusivity. So like, even if we didn't have a label, I didn't care. At this point in my life, I was like, oh my god, labels, like, ew, everyone's always trying to put a label on everything, blah 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 blah. Red flag number 1. We had been talking for 3 to 4 months at this point. If a Negro ever says you guys need to take things slow, hasta la vista, dunk his ass and go find another boy that put a label on your ass. Because I feel like me and my friends always go back and forth about this. One friend in particular from high school, she asked me, how long do you think the talking stage should last? And I said, honestly, 3 months. Nothing more, nothing else. And like, you know, like, that's the most that it should go. Because I feel like in our generation, you end up talking to somebody every day, or almost every day, or pretty often. You're going on dates, like, you're finding all these things that you like about each other. Where's the disconnect? How do you still not know after 3 months if you want to date this person or not? Like, do you not want to be exclusive? Do you want to keep seeing other people? Because if that's the case, you need to make it clear. I feel like my generation and the millennials have like such weird dating, like why is dating like this? Like, I feel like after 3 months, if you're not official, you just need to let that person go, because they don't know what they want. And I highly regret that in my relationship. You will know when a guy likes you. It won't be confusion. You will not be getting mixed signals. You will not be getting the, we need to take things slow, this and this and that. When a guy likes you, it will be simple. You will just know straight out. A guy will go to the ends of the earth for you if he truly likes you. Okay? We're just making that clear. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You want your man to be romantic, and he's telling you he doesn't know how to be romantic. I'm telling you, a Negro that likes you will either go to therapy, look it up online, talk to his friends, talk to his parents. He will find out any way to be romantic to please you, because he likes you that much. I am so tired of the bar being in hell and we applauding men for doing the bare freaking minimum. And me and my cousin talk about this all the goddamn time. It was like, we were going through the same things. Like, my ex thought that getting on the phone was like the biggest fucking job ever. And I'm like, it's literally, it was like little shit like that that guys should not be, like, that's the bare freaking minimum. Like, bringing your girlfriend or your boyfriend like flowers, food, that's bare bare minimum. The bar is in hell for our relationships in this generation and the millennials. It honestly is. Like, you telling me that like, it's crazy because me and my cousin were literally like, guys think for us it's bare minimum. For guys, they think they're doing their best, and it's like, this is where it gets like really frustrating to be in a relationship these days, is because you need to establish those expectations, because not only do you need to have compatibility, but y'all need to discuss that this is how I express love, this is how I express love, this is how I expect things to be done, this is how I expect things to be done. I feel like in that 3-month period of you guys talking, you should figure that out, you know? You shouldn't be like figuring that out like 3 years down the line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like, I should have been like, why am I accepting this? Like, I could not call my ex unless I like planned it out. Like, I shouldn't have to be doing that. And like, I should be able to call you if I need you, and if you're not available, you should call back or text me and be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But that was like one of the things that was like such a big deal to him. Like, oh my god, you know? But anyways, after October, and I made it clear, like, you know, I wanted it to be more, and he said, like, let's just take things slow. I was like, whatever, it's early, so I am not doing anything with anyone else, so I don't really mind, you know, waiting around. And after that situation, I like cried, and I told him to get the hell out of my car, and he called me like 3 times, and I was like, not that I was ignoring his calls, but like at the time my phone used to be on do not disturb while driving, so I didn't get them. But like, he was basically like trying to talk it out or whatever, and I was like, there's nothing you can say. You basically just told me you don't want a relationship with me. I need people to realize that. I literally want to put the words right here. Whenever a guy says he does not want a relationship with you, is silent. With you is silent. That's what it is. I don't care what anyone says. Is it probably like that 1% that's like, I don't want a relationship with anyone. Most guys, when they say I don't want a relationship with you, is silent. So at that sign, you should peace out, because we're not waiting around for these Negroes to figure out what the hell they want. But yeah, so that was like the first red flag. The second red flag was in November, when he disappeared for 3 days with no text, no call, nothing. And when I tell you, I tried everything to contact this man and figure out what the hell was going on. Is he dead or something like that? To no avail. On the 3rd day, he calls me back. I'm at work. I have to tell my supervisor I gotta go outside, and I get on the call and he sounds dead, and I'm like, are you okay? And I will admit, I was also very toxic in this relationship. It wasn't just one-sided. It wasn't all his fault. I was also very toxic. I let the worst of me take over at a lot of points in this relationship, and this is one of the times. It didn't really like click to me that this guy has depression, like severe depression, and the way I was with him on the phone is not how you should be with someone on the phone. Yes, I was mad. I had every right to be, but that was not the time to be mad with him. So when he picked up, he sounded dead. I was like, at first I was like, I was worried. I was like, oh, are you okay? What happened? And it was just like, you know, when you have a bad day, like a really bad day, and shit just keeps piling on, that's what happened for him, and he didn't know how to deal with it, so he shut down. And so I was like, okay, but like, you could have like given me a heads up or whatever, this and that. And I know it's unrealistic, you know, sometimes you just really don't feel like talking to anyone and you just want to be on your own. But when you have somebody that's like me and they care about you, and you talk to that person every day, and then all of a sudden you stop talking to that person, we worry. So I don't know, maybe I should have came up with some other technique to make it known, like, if you're going through something, I need you to send me like a text, an emoji, something to let me know that you're not feeling it and you're not going to be feeling it for the next couple of days. But basically, towards the end of that conversation, I was really super rude, and I hung up on him and I went about my day. Don't do that if you're dealing with a depressed person. It just makes them feel twice as bad, because they already feel bad for not talking to you for X amount of time because they're dealing with their own shit. So you being mad is not really like gonna help their situation. Do you feel? So at that point, I discovered he has severe depression and he has some serious issues he needs to work on. And I was like, okay. And I'm gonna make it explicitly clear that in these type of relationships, the guy or the girl typically find use their partner as the source of happiness. And I made this explicitly clear in October when I was speaking to Mr. S that I refuse to be his happiness, because that is way too much pressure to be putting on one person, and it's not realistic. I'm sorry, but you cannot make someone happy 100% of the time. You can't. So I told him, I will help you find your happiness. I will help you be happier, but I'm not going to be the reason why you're happy. You know what I'm saying? Your partner should not be the reason why you're happy. They should make you happier. You should be at a place in your mind, body, spirit, whatever it may be, that you are capable of having a relationship, because otherwise you're going to be projecting all these traumas and unfulfilledness on your partner. They're not going to know how to fulfill that, and that's going to lead to problems. Okay? Do we see this? All right. So yeah, so November he just ghosted, and then like we were fine for the rest of the month. I will say the majority of our relationship was pretty normal, I would say. Another red flag is that I was always going to him. I will make it be known. Like I said, if a guy likes you, you will know. Guys, you should always make the girls, I'm talking to you, you should always make the guy come to you first. This is how you prove, or basically test how, like, you know, to know if he likes you. Because if the guy is making you come to him, girl, like, I can understand if it's a first date or something, you're not comfortable with that, or with the person knowing where you live, or what this and whatever it may not be, like you worry it's not going to be a good date, then I understand, like, you know, going there to the guy. But what I like to do is talk for a while before I even agree to go on a date with somebody, so I can already tell how the date is going to go based on the conversations we've been having before the date. Then I will allow the guy to come pick me up, you know what I'm saying? But if not, I will meet you there. Okay, see you there. But yeah, so like I always went over to him, and he just really used that to his advantage. It was always like, oh, one time he said, you always go see your friends every time you come down here. And I'm like, I literally lost a friend because of this situation. Like, she was saying, oh, you were spending a lot of time with your boyfriend every time you come down here, but you never come spend time with us. And I'm like, and for him to say that, I was like, dude, I spend all my time with you, if anything. So reverse that back, and I need you to never say that again. And then, like, other times he'd be like, you need to come see me more, you never see me enough. Like, I saw him once a month, maybe once or twice a month throughout our whole relationship. Because why? I have a life, I had work, and we lived in 2 different cities. It's literally a day that I have to block out of my schedule to go see him. And I knew, especially with me starting school in the spring, that I was not going to have the same amount of time that I had in October, November, December versus January through April. So I was like, okay, so I just need you to, like, chill out, bruh, because I don't really have time for all of that. And you can also come see me. And this is the thing that I saw, and it really bothered me, and it was something I always brought up, is like, I always come to you, but you don't come to me, and you're complaining that we don't see each other enough. Like, make it make sense. But basically, the other day, I went on my spam, and I wrote, just like a not an essay, but like a paragraph about, like, our relationship, just to get my feelings out and get some closure. So I'm just gonna read it to you guys, and then we're gonna not digress, yeah, I guess. Okay, anyways, it made me physically ill to look back at these texts and photos, but I decided it was needed since I haven't looked at it since early June. My ex was my best friend and my worst enemy. If the devil was a person, I'm sure it would be my ex. Part of me, as a defense mechanism, can't believe that this man is real, but sadly he is. Everything I went through actually happened. He taught me how to love again, and then as slowly as he rebuilt, in a couple weeks' time, he took it again. I kept thinking to myself, did I not do enough? Should I have told him I loved him? Because at this point in our relationship, it was like towards the end of our relationship, like a month before it ended, like, I told him I loved him. And thinking back, I was like, should I have said that? And you should never think that. You should always make it clear about your emotions whenever you feel like you're ready to. You should never feel like you have to hide your emotions because you're worried about the other person's reaction. Let's make that clear. Should I have moved to Orlando? After a while, I realized it isn't my fault. I tried my damnedest, and all the people closest to me knows how much I fought for the situationship. How dumb of me. I'm a whole psychology major, and I saw the red flags, and I ignored every single one. Why? Because he was everything I ever wanted in a guy with a bow on him. And maybe that's what attracted me to him in the first place. It wasn't his drunkenness when we first met. It wasn't the way he held my hand for the first time. It wasn't the way he chased me for weeks when we started chatting. It was the way he looked me in the eyes and told me to do better. It was the way he kissed me to remind me that I did deserve love. But the sum of all these things is that I was a mere security blanket for him. It wasn't a real commitment. We didn't live together. We weren't the same age. We only saw each other once or twice a month. It was as toxic as the next situationship. It was constant confusion, mixed signals, games, manipulation, loneliness, and illness. It amazes me how the man I loved could be the world that changed me, but also the world that constantly destroyed me. It was a never-ending roller coaster. And I will say, you should not be doing the amount of crying that I was doing in this relationship. I wasn't crying every night, but I cried pretty often, you know, just because like we would always get into arguments, and I was feel like he didn't care and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking back to a movie scene that I saw on TikTok, and I actually posted it on my Snapchat, and the guy said, if a guy is treating you like he doesn't give a shit, he genuinely doesn't give a shit. And it was harsh, and I needed to hear it. I've been hearing it for the last month or so, and it's just like, he never cared about you. He never liked you, because this guy, he like completely ghosted me. Like Mr. S ghosted me. Like, ghosting is the most disrespectful thing you can do to someone, because it leaves a person wondering, what did I do wrong? What more could I have done? How could I have prevented this? You completely destroy them. And after relationships like this, it takes everything for you to rebuild your confidence, your self-esteem, your patience, your ability to love again, all over again, your ability to believe that you actually are deserving and worthy of love. Like, the amount of mental work I had to put into like being just okay. Like, I'm not great, and I'm, you know, right now, like, but I'm gonna get there, you know what I'm saying? Like, but this relationship, just like, he was there after my breakup with my high school boyfriend, and he rebuilt me, because after that relationship, I just felt like, oh, maybe because I was doing X, Y, and Z, that's why we broke up. And so with Mr. S, I didn't do those things in fear of what happened with my high school boyfriend would happen again. And basically he was telling me, like, it's okay to be this way with me. Like, you need to, like, just chill and, like, you know, go back to being how you are. Like, don't change yourself for a minute. And it's funny, because the way he said, don't change yourself for a minute. Oh, well, he didn't say that, but, like, it was his actions that were basically like letting me know that. And basically, I'm just gonna tell you like what X, Y, and Z was. I feel like I was like overly affectionate with my ex, and that he didn't actually like me, or whatever his reasoning was. And so when it came to Mr. S, I was very like closed off. Like, I didn't want to like kiss him or hug him or hold his hand. Matter of fact, when he first kissed me, I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this? When he first held my hand, I was like, this is what we doing now? Like, why are you holding my hand? Like, I'm so confused. Like, for the first 3 or 4 months that we were like together, I was like, we need to bet out there, because like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is too much for me. And you should never be that way. Just because your ex reacted in a way that wasn't pleasant, you should never change your personality for yourself. I'm a very affectionate person, and to think I shut myself off that way for like months was so detrimental, and it really harmed my mental health. And that's part of the reason why I stayed with Mr. S, is because he made me realize, like, I can't be this way with somebody and that not be the reason why the person is turned off. So I was like, da, 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 da. So in so many ways, like, I learned so much from the relationship, but like, it's just, it wasn't healthy. It was not healthy. He was twice my age, which doesn't really matter, because I like older guys. And okay, so I'm gonna preference this by saying, like, when I say he was everything I wanted with a bow on him, I mean, like, he was older, and I like older guys. He had tattoos. He was a fine chocolate man. Like, he was a mixed chocolate man. He was like mature but goofy, and like he was tall. I don't care about height, I don't know why I'm putting that in, but that's there. Like, he was educated, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was everything I could possibly want in a guy. And that's why I say, if the devil was a person, it had to be him, because there's no freaking way. But just like, it was crazy how he was everything I wanted at that time. And yeah, he just came into my life. Like, I just let him into my life, and it's like, you need to protect your heart above all. Like, I'm definitely being more picky with guys that I give my time to than I was before, because like of that whole situation I'm trying to avoid. But yeah, like, it just made me, God was like, I'm gonna let her breathe. She's had enough character development for, you know, for a year to last, you know. Another reason why I like completely got turned off by this whole situation is because I was trying not to, but I had the number of Mr. S's friend, and I had met this friend before, so it was like our mutual friend basically. And this was the same friend that was at the bar that me and Mr. S met the first time. He was at the parties, we hung out on New Year's Eve, like, we gang. So I texted him and I was like, hey, how are you, how's quarantine? He was like, yeah, it's okay, blah blah blah. And I was like, here it goes, have you heard from Mr. S? And he tells me, yeah, we hung out this weekend. And I'm like, when I tell you I wanted to throw my phone, I was like, you guys hung out this weekend? Like, y'all went out? Or, and he was like, nah, Mr. S pulled up to my house. And I was like, at that point, I knew I would never, ever, 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 ever take Mr. S back. And this is why. Mr. S constantly and persistently stated that he did not have friends. He did not consider anybody his friend. He only had associates and people he hung out with to go out. That guy that I texted being one of them. So for Mr. S to pull up to the guy's house and he doesn't consider him a friend, and he let that dude know that he was alive, but he didn't come to me, text me or anything to let me know that he was alive. It was the huge amount of disrespect. So I was like, I see where I stand. And I just stopped talking to the friend. I deleted his number and everything. I was like, fuck this shit. Like, this is brazy. Like, okay, whatever. So I just see your true colors now. Like, the fact that he went over to he doesn't even consider him a friend. I was the one that had to be like, that is your friend. Situations like that amaze me. And the fun thing is that he didn't even block me. Mr. S didn't block me off of his phone. And I blocked him. So like, if he tries to contact me, I'm not gonna know, just for my own sanity, because I know how I am. So yeah, so I was like, that's fine, I'm gonna live my life. And since then, I've been living my life. I've been going on dates, I've been talking and meeting like amazing new people. I've been trying to get back on my grind. I've been trying to get like everything right with me. And I was like, no more will I accept the bare minimum. So anytime a guy is like, oh, I like you, I want to see pressure. I want to see you know, you actually doing and going above, because I don't need you to be like everybody else. I need you to be like you. I need you to be unique and go above and beyond, because I'm tired of seeing this basic ass bare minimum shit that guys keep doing when they say they like you. But yeah, so that relationship is gone and over. It was like 10 months of my life wasted. No, I'm joking. But yeah, just a caveat, like, please do not get yourself into toxic relationships. There's so many red flags, like, you're gonna see it. I will say, if you are feeling confusion, I'm telling you, after the 3-month period, if a guy is still playing games with you, he's running game, he's running circles around you, and he's like, oh, you know, we should just like take it slow, this and that. No. No, don't take it from him. Make him work for it. At that point, just don't. No, because that's how you will get into a situationship. Okay? And that's why the situation was so confusing for me, because it was like, we're exclusive and we're doing all the things that a boyfriend or girlfriend should be doing, but we don't have like an official title. Don't do that. Don't get yourself into these things. Please, I'm begging you. I'm telling you, from someone whose mental health literally is still recovering. Please, 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 please. If you know what's good for you, don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Now, since we're talking shit about everything and we're catching up, I'm gonna preference a lot of shit that happened last year, including my high school boyfriend and not Mr. S. So we're gonna have to come up for another name. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so last year, as I was getting to know Mr. S, my ex, we're gonna call him Mr. E, decided he was gonna be a snake. So after like a month after we broke up, or maybe the same month actually, I told my ex that I still wanted to be with him and I still wanted to get back together with him. He made a big situation out of it and he was like rude or whatever. I blocked him. At that point, we were only speaking on Instagram, so I blocked him off of Instagram and then I went on with my life. And then I literally called him like a month later and I was like, I know we're not speaking, but, and the reason for me calling him is because like he was like the person I was closest to, or I thought we were close at the time, and I was like, oh, you know, it would just be nice to hear his voice or whatever. And it's because of my IB exams and stuff like that. I got the scores back. I didn't get my diploma, so I was literally a little depressed about that. So I called him and I was like, I know we're not speaking, this and this and that. Towards the end of that conversation, he proceeds to ask me, Mr. E proceeds to ask me that, why did I block him off Instagram? And I say, what do you mean? Why did I block you off Instagram? You know why I blocked you off of Instagram. And to this day, I still not can believe how this kid acted the entire way through this conversation. When I tell you, they should give him an Oscar for acting stupid. Anyways, so come to find out, another coworker of mine, old coworker of mine at McDonald's, that was my first job. That's where me and my ex met. Mr. E met. Took his phone and was the one who was like, you know, typing the situations or whatever. So September, I finally get a hold of this girl because I wanted to beat her ass after July when I found that out. But she was on a vacation or whatever and I was in a different city. So I was like, even if she does come home, I can't go back home to beat her ass. So then she came back and I just decided to, I got her information from somebody else, and she's telling me, she's like, oh, Mr. E was standing next to me and he was prompting me to say all these mean things, this and this and that. And I'm like, and I thought we were friends too, or at least she had like an ounce of respect for me. Her reasoning for getting involved was this: I unadded her off of Snap before I left for college, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I have so many questions. Is this not my Snap? Can I not unadd and add whoever the hell I want on my Snap? I'm just a tad bit confused. 2, we were friends. You had my number. If you felt what I did was disrespectful or you didn't like it, why didn't you text me and say, why did you unadd me after Snap? Instead of going to other people and telling them that you were upset about the situation, or not upset, but hey, look, she unadded me off of Snap or whatever. So at this point when she's telling me all this shit, I'm thinking in my mind, should I go to McDonald's and beat everybody's ass? Because what the actual fuck? Because she's going on and she's telling me, oh, but I wasn't the only person that was involved. Other people were like egging him on to like do that stuff. And I was like, and she was like, I'm not a snitch, so I'm not going to tell you who else was involved, but just know like other people were involved. And I was like, so if you're not going to tell me who was involved, why are you giving me this useless piece of information to piss me off? Because I will get pissed off and then I will come and drag everyone's ass. But okay. So I was like, cool tea, cool story, bro. Cool. So not only was my ex standing there while she was typing out the rude stuff that he said to me when he could have just said, no, I don't want to get back together. And not only did she get involved, because we had been friends and she knew how I felt about him, and sent that stuff anyway. I was just like, okay, this is nice tea. This is nice information. So after that situation, I didn't do anything. I said, okay, I tried to be friends with the girl. I couldn't do it. This is a part of the reason why I unadded her off of Snap in the first place, is because everybody loved Mr. E for some fucking reason, but nobody wanted to date him. So like he was always on everyone's Snap, and I had everyone that I was cool with from McDonald's on Snap. You know how painful it is? You're trying to get over someone and like you have to constantly see their face because everyone keeps freaking posting them. So yeah, so I unadded everybody. I was like, I'm not trying to see this shit. Yeah, I could have muted their stories and stuff, but knowing me, I would have been tempted and I would have clicked on that shit one day and then boom, his face is there and I would have been crying. So yeah, because I did that, actually it allowed me to heal a lot faster because, you know, out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, so that's part of the reason why I unadded her, because like that was like her best friend or whatever, and they just love posting Mr. E, and I'm not trying to see that if I'm trying to heal. So like I don't feel like I had to explain that. And another thing is, like, after our breakup, she didn't even try comforting me. Like, she didn't text me, she didn't call me or nothing. And so I was like, I don't really feel like we're friends anymore, so I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I owed her an explanation at that point, but okay. Whew, Jesus Christ. These people, they get on my nerves. Anyways, so moving on, he had his spy gang, finding out information and stuff, because I remember I was talking to him because we were on talking terms, and he was like, don't you have a boyfriend? And I was like, don't I have a what? And he was like, oh, a little birdie showed me your Snap. And he was preferencing when I saw Mr. S in August on his birthday, and I posted a Snap, like a quick Snap of his face. And it was like, how the hell do you even know who this person is? How the hell do you even know I'm involved with somebody? Why the hell do you even know I'm involved with somebody else? Like, if I wanted you to know that, I would have told you myself. I had your number, we had been talking. And so, mind you, I did not post this on my public story. I posted this on my private story. So I knew for a fact that it could only be 3 people who could have shown it to my ex. And I was like, okay. And to this day, this person doesn't know that I know that it was them. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I'm not going to tell them that I know it's them, because I just... perfection, because you did what you had to do. I don't know why this person went back and told my ex that. I was like, if you were hoping to get a response out of him, good luck. I tried for months, you know what I'm saying? He's a very nonchalant person, so if you thought that was gonna make him jealous or something, wrong bitch, because that's not him. That would not have worked. If we're trying to show him that I moved on, you don't give a fuck. I'm gonna leave it at that. But then later on in the year, I found out through a mutual friend that I had to switch phones. Anyways, I found out through a mutual friend that he had been talking shit about me to one of the other workers at McDonald's. And at this point, I'm like, I don't even work there anymore, so why is my name still in your mouth? And why is my name still going around in the freaking store? And so after that point, I was like, oh my god, am I gonna have to beat his ass? Because, like, what is it? What is it? Like, it'd been months after we broken up. Like, what the fuck do you want from me? And not only had you had your spies on my story watching and reporting back to you, you also still had me on Instagram. So like, the fact that he was going through all of this, I was like, make it stop, bro. Like, I was not doing this much pressure. It was like, what do you want from me? You broke up with me, so what is it? Is it crack? Is it crack? I think it was crack he was on, because I still don't get it to this day. But yeah, so like last year just taught me a lot about friends, and that's why I don't call many people my friends. I probably have 10 good friends that would not do that shit to me. But you always think like, oh, they would never do me like that, and then they go do you like that, and they do the remix, and then they do the remastered version with the cover on it. And it's like, and that's another reason why with Mr. S I got upset, because he was like, I would never do you how your ex did, and then he went and did 10 times worse. Like I said, the remastered version, that shit was funny. I was like, I gotta give you props for how you remixed this shit. Like, I would never do that to you. That's funny. But yeah, so I'm just living life, you know, learning, trying to be cool, Gucci, not letting these little Negroes destroy my life, because never again. But yeah, so I just wanted to catch up with you guys and just like catch you up on like the drama and the tea that's been going on in my life. Like, so I'm gonna like try to wrap this up. I'm trying to be like speeding through, because I think this is already like 30 minutes or something like that. But I wanted to say that I am starting a business soon. It's gonna be lashes, lip gloss, jewelry and press-on nails. I'm really excited. I can't wait to start. It's been like my passion project and what's been keeping me sane. I would talk about the dates that I've been on, but I don't know if they're gonna watch my videos, and like I don't want them to hear like my opinion on it, like my honest opinion, if we haven't had that discussion yet, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna say that they were good. But yeah, so let me know what you guys want to see next. I'll try to make it happen. I don't know what video I'm gonna film next. I'm trying to get my creativity back. You know, I've been in a really rough spot, but thank you guys for listening. Always put your interest first, because this is the girls. Guys are always gonna do what's best for them no matter what, and their friends are gonna back them 100%. So I'm telling you, put your interest first. I put that on my Twitter. I'm gonna keep saying it until it clicks in people's heads. But yeah, so thank you for sticking with me on that roller coaster of a ride. I'm sorry if I didn't explain a lot of stuff. I'm trying not to like rehash our relationship, because the dude is still subscribed to my channel, so he might get a notification that I posted a new video, and like he doesn't need to, like, I already talked enough crap about him. So like I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm never gonna bring up the situation again. Please do not ever ask me questions about X, Y, and Z. Don't ask me about my high school boyfriend. Don't ask me about Mr. S. I don't know those people. I have said everything I need to say. I've said it in this vlog. I've said F this and this and this and that. So please never ask me these questions ever again in your entire life, unless I bring it up, which will be unlikely. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for the next one.